The new book Douluo. Turning Xiao Wu black at the beginning and getting married. Tang San has a direct link on the author's homepage. Chu Feng travels through the Douluo continent, becoming the most evil body, awakening the divine-level martial soul, dark demon, and evil god tiger, activating the resurrection system, allowing for unlimited resurrection. Each resurrection directly increases the soul power level by 1 level, and there is also a chance to receive additional rewards. Ding! The host has been killed, resurrected for the first time, and rewards the talent soul skill evil soul transformation. It can be used without soul power or soul rings. It can convert the souls of any soul master or soul beast that cannot move or voluntarily into evil souls and obey the host's commands. Chu Feng transformed Xiaowu's soul into an evil soul and had Xiaowu personally inflict heavy damage on Tang San. He also used Xiaowu to force Daming and Erming to sacrifice themselves as his soul rings. Chu Feng said, "Tang San, do you want to save Xiaowu? If you want to, come and kill me. Can't you win? It's okay, go and call your father. Your father won't come. Your newly resurrected mother is also with me. See if he comes." Tang Hao. Where the hell did this his mother pervert come from? He died and came back to life. He is getting stronger and stronger. I will kill you again. I will follow your name. He created the evil god temple, transforming soul masters such as Zhu Zhuqing, Ning Rongrong, Liu Erlong, Yin, Bibi Dong, etc. into evil spirits, dominating the Douluo universe, conquering all heavens and worlds, and achieving the strongest evil god. Keywords of the novel. Douluo. The body of the most evil, martial soul dark demon evil god tiger no pop-up window, Douluo. The body of the most evil, martial soul dark demon evil god tiger complete collection download, Douluo. The body of the most evil, martial soul dark demon evil god tiger latest chapter reading. Chapter 1. Rebirth from death, little dance transforms into evil soul. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1 Rebirth from death, little dance transforms into evil soul Douluo continent, sunset forest. Ding. Host death detected, reactivation system activated. Ding. The host has not set a resurrection point, and the system automatically selects the current location as the resurrection point. Ding. Start reviving the host. 3 consecutive prompt sounds echoed in Chu Feng's mind, but unfortunately, he was already dead and could not hear the system prompt sound. A golden light emanated from Chu Feng's body, startling the surrounding soul masters. What's going on with this golden light? Has he not died yet? The originally relaxed crowd became nervous again. They all joined forces and almost all of them were injured before killing this person. If they didn't die, it would be too terrifying. Under the gaze of everyone, Chu Feng, who had already died, suddenly opened his eyes and stood up from the ground. I'm actually resurrected. His face was full of disbelief. Although the resurrected soul power is only half of its peak, the soul power level has been increased by 1 level. Ding. The host is resurrected for the first time, and the reward is the talent soul skill evil soul transformation. It can transform the souls of any soul master and soul beast that cannot be moved into evil souls. Evil souls unconditionally obey the host's command and will be resurrected by the host's side after death. After resurrection, there is a 3-day period of weakness. Upon hearing the system prompt, Chu Feng's face showed a faint smile. The golden finger has finally arrived. 9 years ago, he traveled to this world and became Tang San's neighbor. Due to possessing the most evil body, at the age of 6, he awakened his divine-level martial soul, the dark demon evil god tiger, and had an innate full soul power of 20 levels. He went to Shrek Academy with Tang San. His first soul skill is Devouring, which can devour soul beasts and soul masters to enhance his soul power, with tremendous power. But in order not to be treated as an outsider for killing, he kept it hidden and useless. In 9 years, his soul power broke through to level 38, and Tang San and the others took immortal grass. Except for Xiao Wu, all of them broke through to level 40. Chu Feng's martial soul is the dark demon evil god tiger, and it is unclear whether there is no suitable one for him, or if Tang San deliberately did not give him immortal grass, and he did not have the audacity to ask for it. This time coming to Sunset Forest is to hunt suitable soul rings for Tang San and his companions. I don't know if it's the butterfly effect, but when Tang San was absorbing the underground magic spider, many soul masters from the martial soul hall came to attack them. At that time, Tang San was absorbing the soul ring of the cave magic spider. Xiao Wu was seriously injured and unconscious by the human face magic spider. Chu Feng and the others joined forces to resist, but it was still difficult. Some soul masters launched attacks on Tang San, and the masters were severely injured in order to save Tang San. Liu Erlong and Frand were also entangled by the opponent's experts. At a critical moment, Chu Feng exposed his first soul skill and devoured the soul master who attacked Tang San and Yu Xiaojiang. But due to not being able to control the force well, he almost swallowed up Yu Xiaojiang and Tang San. With the timely stop of Dai Mubai and others, he regained control of his first soul skill. Although there was a slight incident, it is a fact that he saved Yu Xiaojiang and Tang San. I thought I would receive everyone's gratitude, but what I didn't expect was everyone's fear and suppression. Although Chu Feng's martial soul and soul skills were powerful, Liu Erlong and Franda, the two strong men, were still entangled by the strong men in the martial soul hall. However, he had to face Tang San, Dai Mubai, Zhu Zhuqing, Ma Hongjun, Ning Rongrong, and Oscar alone, but ultimately lost and were killed. Unexpectedly, he awakened the system after death, resurrected him, and even received a resurrection reward. And the soul power level has been increased to level 1, reaching level 39, but the soul power in the body is only half of the peak period, and it will take some time to recover. He looked up at the shocked soul masters ahead and said coldly, Tang San, Yu Xiaojiang, I was forced to devour those soul masters to save you. I didn't expect you to repay me with kindness. I'm sorry, your martial soul and abilities are too unstable. If you lose control, it will become a catastrophe for the entire Dalai Lama, Tang Sanyi said with a serious tone. For the sake of the sentient beings on the mainland, I can only kill you, Yu Xiaojiang also spoke up. Huh, what a righteous Tang San, what a dignified Yu Xiaojiang. Chu Feng laughed heartily and then his gaze became cold. I will let you know what life is better than death, he said after speaking. He withdrew and appeared in front of the unconscious Xiaowu, picking her up from his waist. Not good. Tang San's face changed and he waved his hand, shouting loudly, the fourth soul skill, Blue Silver Prison. Other people also launched attacks one after another. The third soul skill, guarded by evil gods. Chu Feng let out a loud shout, and a layer of soul power shield appeared around, isolating all attacks from the outside. Chu Feng, let go of the little dance. Tang San shouted angrily, and the attacks of the others did not stop. The guardian of the evil god was on the verge of collapse. Chu Feng showed a hint of evil smile at him, then lowered his head to look at Xiao Wu in his arms and whispered, talent soul skill, evil soul transformation. The strong and evil power surged out of his forehead and sank into Xiao Wu's forehead. Affected by the power of evil, Xiao Wu's clothes also became pitch black. Chu Feng, what are you doing to Xiao Wu? Tang San roared incessantly, his attacks becoming increasingly fierce, and the rest of the crowd went crazy as they bombarded the protective shield of the evil god. Click. Finally, under the crazy attack of everyone, the shield shattered with a loud bang. Chu Feng, go die for me. Upon seeing this, Tang San waved his hand and several hidden weapons burst into the air. As the hidden weapon was about to hit Chu Feng, a familiar voice suddenly sounded. The fourth soul skill, Invincible Golden Body. Xiao Wu's figure appeared in front of Chu Feng, emitting golden light all over, blocking all hidden weapons. After being transformed into an evil soul, her soul power unexpectedly broke through to level 40 and automatically obtained the 4th soul ring and soul skill. Xiao Wu. Are you okay? Seeing Xiao Wu wake up, Tang San looked surprised and wanted to rush over, but was grabbed by Yu Xiaojiang. Don't go over, Xiao Wu is a bit off. He reminded in a low voice. Tang San looked at Xiao Wu again, only to find that her appearance was still unparalleled, but her clothes had turned black, and an evil black aura still lingered around her body. Her gaze towards him also became cold and murderous. Xiao Wu, what's wrong with you? Tang San urgently asked, but did not receive an answer from Xiao Wu. He turned to look at Chu Feng standing behind Xiao Wu and angrily asked, what did you do to her? Chu Feng had a wicked smile on his face and reached out to grab Xiao Wu's flat belly, embracing her and kissing her red lips. Xiao Wu naturally hugged Chu Feng's neck and responded warmly. No, Xiao Wu, what are you doing? Tang Sanmu's canthus is about to crack. Dai Mubai, Zhu Zhuqin, and others also looked at each other. Chu Feng, you bastard. Tang San could no longer control his killing intent and rushed towards Chu Feng. Chu Feng let go of Xiao Wu and said lightly, Xiao Wu, break his limbs. He doesn't want to kill Tang San yet. He wants to make Tang San die rather than live. The transformation of Xiao Wu is just the beginning. He wants to wait until Tang San revives his mother, Yin, and then transform his mother into an evil spirit in front of Tang San, so that he can completely collapse. Yes, master. Xiao Wu nodded obediently and turned to look at Tang San, but with a strong murderous aura. 3rd soul skill, teleportation. Newcomer's new book, Douluo Villain's article. If you like it, please support it more. End of this chapter. Chapter 2. Forcing Liu Erlong to submit. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2. Forcing Liu Erlong to submit. Xiao Wu appeared in front of Tang San in an instant, with those beautiful eyes that once fascinated Tang San, shining with a red light. The 2nd soul skill, charm. A beautiful voice came from Xiao Wu's mouth, and Tang San was caught off guard in an instant. The 1st soul skill, waist bow. Taking advantage of Tang San's enchantment, Xiao Wu used her 1st soul skill to knock Tang San away. Then he used his 3rd soul skill teleportation again and appeared next to Tang San, launching a series of violent attacks. She remembered Chu Feng's command and specifically attacked Tang San's 4 limbs. Although Tang San, who was as heartbroken as death, had already escaped from temptation, he also forgot to defend. The other woman Dai Mubai and others rushed to rescue, leaving only Yu Xiaojiang, Oscar, and Ning Rongrong, 2 auxiliary soul masters with no combat power. Chu Feng's lips showed a hint of a cunning smile, the 2nd soul skill, dark demon assassination. A scorpion tail spike appeared in his hand and he charged straight towards Yu Xiaojiang. Yu Xiaojiang's theoretical knowledge is invincible, but his own strength is less than level 30, and he has no time to react to Chu Feng's attack. Puzzy. The scorpion's tail pierced through Yu Xiaojiang's shoulder. The 1st soul skill, devouring. Chu Feng snorted coldly, and a hole resembling a black hole emerged in his chest, with terrifying devouring power rapidly spreading towards the surroundings. Yu Xiaojiang, who bore the brunt, naturally suffered the most terrifying devouring power. The soul power within the body is lost at a speed visible to the naked eye. Don't worry, I won't kill you now. Looking at the frightened Yu Xiaojiang, Chu Feng grinned and said, when my strength improves, turn Liu Erlong into a little dance and let her kill you with her own hands. Oh no, you also have an ex-girlfriend named Bibi Dong, right? Suddenly, his voice changed and he smiled, then let me turn Bibi Dong into Xiao Wu, and let them both destroy your Tyrannosaurus Rex family, and then kill you with their own hands. That way, you should feel more. You devil. Yu Xiaojiang was already seriously injured, and under this devouring force, he was unable to move. He could only glare at Chu Feng and make a weak voice in his mouth. This is what you forced me to do. Chu Fengling snorted, I originally wanted to be a good person, but you insisted on making me a big villain. Then I'll show it to you, but I don't know if you can handle it. Yu Xiaojiang remained silent, unable to speak as his soul power was consumed. Chu Feng, let go of him. At this moment, Liu Erlong and Frand, who were entangled by the masters of the martial soul hall, finally appeared. Although they have been fighting against the experts in the martial soul hall, they still have a clear understanding of everything here. The master who wrote about the martial soul hall voluntarily gave up the battle and wanted to return to the martial soul hall to report because he saw Chu Feng resurrect from death. Chu Feng lifted his grip on Yu Xiaojiang's neck and looked at Liu Erlong, saying, let go of him, as long as you agree to one condition. What conditions? Liu Erlong asked in a deep voice. Chu Feng's gaze wandered around Liu Erlong's sexy figure, and an evil smile appeared on his face. It's simple, you give up resistance. After I transform you into an evil soul, I'll let him go. You. Liu Erlong was furious. She also saw Xiaowu's state, turning into an evil soul and being controlled by Chu Feng. Erlong, no. Yu Xiaojiang struggled fiercely, but could not break free no matter what. Chu Feng, you're looking for death. Frand was furious and about to launch an attack. Chu Feng lifted Yu Xiaojiang's body and blocked it in front of him, which frightened Frand and quickly stopped attacking. Liu Erlong gave Yu Xiaojiang a deep glance, then turned to look at Chu Feng and said in a deep voice, okay, I promise you. You ask Frand to stay away from us, Chu Feng said. Liu Erlong turned his head to look at Frand and said, Boss Fu, I'll leave Xiaojiang to you from now on. But Frand doesn't want to leave. Erlong, no, Yu Xiaojiang also struggled to say. However, Liu Erlong had already made up his mind and remained resolute. Boss Fu, I can't watch Xiaojiang die in front of me. After finishing speaking, he said with his lips, wait for him to let go of Xiaogang, then you can kill him. As an iron triangle, Frand naturally understood Liu Erlong's lip language and his eyes lit up. Although I don't know how Chu Feng came back to life from the dead, I definitely can't keep resurrecting. As long as I kill him, Liu Erlong and Xiao Wu should be able to return to normal. Thinking of this, Frand retreated more than 10 meters. Come on. Liu Erlong turned his head to look at Chu Feng, took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and relaxed his body. Chu Feng took 2 steps forward, using his innate soul skill, Evil Soul Transformation, with a maximum interval of 2 meters. Soul Transformation. A strong evil energy shot out from his forehead and penetrated into Liu Erlong's forehead. Under the influence of the most evil force, her black clothes became even darker. After a moment, Liu Erlong opened his beautiful eyes, his expression still unchanged, but when he looked at Yu Xiaojiang, there was no longer that deep affection. Chu Feng, Erlong has already done as you said. You should also let Xiaogang go, right? Frand secretly gathered his strength and said in a low voice. I keep my word, if I don't kill him, I won't kill him. Chu Feng threw Yu Xiaojiang to the ground and slowly walked up to Liu Erlong. He reached out and hooked her delicate chin, kissing her red lips. It's really fragrant. Chu Feng's face was full of intoxication. Yu Xiaojiang's eyes were about to crack and he said, Animal, I'll kill you. Chu Feng turned his head to look at Yu Xiaojiang and said to Liu Erlong, Go, castrate him. Yes, master. Liu Erlong walked up to Yu Xiaojiang and, in his desperate and incredulous gaze, stepped on his crotch and forcefully kicked him a few times. Blood gushed out, and Yu Xiaojiang let out a mournful scream. Frand almost vomited blood in anger and resolutely launched an attack on Chu Feng, with 10 sharp air blades piercing through the air. At this point, Chu Feng's soul power is only half of his usual level, and his soul skills for devouring and guarding evil gods have reached their limit, making it unusable. Faced with Frand's full blow, he could only use his unlimited soul skill Dark Demon Assassination to make the front hard. Bang! Without any suspense, Chu Feng was instantly killed on the spot. Finally dead. Fran breathed a sigh of relief, but before he could be happy, he saw a layer of golden light emerging from the body of Chu Feng who had been bombed and killed, and then slowly stood up again. Don't say it, it really hurts. Chu Feng patted the dust off his body and said calmly. With a hint of regret on his face, he didn't receive a resurrection reward for the second resurrection, and his soul power was reduced by half again. However, the soul power level has been raised once again, reaching level 40. As long as you restore your soul power, you can hunt soul rings and become the soul sect. Can it still be resurrected? And the soul power level has also been increased. Fran was greatly shocked and was about to launch another attack when he saw the enraged Liu Erlong blocking his way and launching an attack. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. Conversion of Ning Rongrong. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3 Conversion of Ning Rongrong Erlong. Faced with Liu Erlong's fierce attack, Fran could only rely on his speed to constantly dodge, not fearing, but not wanting to fight. At the same time, he felt a bit guilty in his heart, knowing that he should have stopped Liu Erlong. Now, although Xiao Gang has been saved, he has become a useless person. Liu Erlong also became the evil soul of Chu Feng, but in fact, his strength seemed to be even stronger than before he became the evil soul. It is impossible to kill Chu Feng again under the protection of Liu Erlong. The most crucial thing is that he is a bit afraid of killing Chu Feng. Resurrected even after dying twice, and the soul power level has been upgraded twice. If he kills 50 or 60 times, this guy won't directly advance to the title Douluo, will he? His mother, I have never seen such a weird soulmate after so many years of life. Fran had already started cursing in his heart. The seventh soul skill, the true body of the fire dragon. With a loud roar, Liu Erlong transformed into a fiery dragon and swept away with a dragon tail. Fran quickly unleashed his true martial soul and quickly dodged, flying into the sky. Seeing him entangled by Liu Erlong, Chu Feng sneered and walked towards Oscar and Ning Rongrong. Dai Mubai, Ma Hongjun, and Zhu Zhuqing are still rescuing Tang San. Yu Xiaojiang has become a useless person lying on the ground with a dull face, leaving behind two auxiliary soul masters, Oscar and Ning Rongrong. Oscar made sausages for Yu Xiaojiang to help him recover from his injuries. Even though Chu Feng's soul power is less than a quarter of its peak period, it is not a problem to deal with two auxiliary soul masters. His goal is Ning Rongrong. White skin, beautiful long legs, and the strongest support, must be transformed into an evil soul. Rongrong, be careful. Oscar stood in front of Ning Rongrong. There is glass in the 9 treasures transfer. 9 treasures are famous, and the 4th is defense. Ning Rongrong's voice rang out, and the 9 turning glass pagoda spun in her palm. A beam of light shot out, enveloping Oscar. Dark Demon Assassination. Chu Feng once again used his second soul skill. In a state of weak soul power, he was unable to break through the defense bestowed by Ning Rongrong, but his immense strength still knocked Oscar away. Unconsciously, Ning Rongrong dodged on her side. When she turned her head, she saw Chu Feng standing in front of her with a wicked smile on his face. She was immediately startled and stuttered, Chu Feng, my father is the head of the 7 treasures and glass sect. If you bully me, my father will not let you go. Your mother is useless even if she is the master of the martial soul hall. Chu Feng sneered, if it weren't for you, the 9 treasures glass pagoda, it wouldn't be certain who would win or lose the battle between me and those guys. 9 treasures transferred out. Seeing that the threat was ineffective, Ning Rongrong wanted to apply agility boost to himself in order to escape from here. Before the spell could be finished, Chu Feng grabbed his neck. Bastard, let go of Rongrong. Oscar has always had a crush on Ning Rongrong and let out an urgent roar upon seeing this. Chu Feng ignored him and pulled Ning Rongrong up to her, sniffing deeply between her neck. A faint fragrance rushed in. It's really fragrant. He had a face full of intoxication. Ning Rongrong's face turned red, not knowing whether it was pinched or embarrassed. Damn it. The roar of Oscar's hysteria rushed frantically towards Chu Feng. Bang. Chu Feng kicked him away and said calmly, "Don't rush to die. I don't want to kill you yet. When I transform Ning Rongrong into an evil soul, let her play with you slowly." "You devil, the Seven Treasures Glass Sect won't let you go," Oscar roared repeatedly. "The Seven Treasures Glass Sect. I'm afraid they won't have enough people coming, they won't be strong enough." Chu Feng smiled calmly. Although his soul power drops by half every time he resurrects, his soul power level can be directly increased by 1 level, which is much faster than his own cultivation. He longed for someone to kill him 180 times, and directly sealed himself as a god. Evil soul transformation. He turned his head to look at Ning Rongrong and began to use his innate soul skills. A force of extreme evil descended from his forehead into Ning Rongrong's forehead, and soon Ning Rongrong's clothes were enveloped by the black aura of extreme evil. No. Oscar let out a desperate roar and charged towards him again. 9 treasures are made of glass. 9 treasures are famous for their strength and speed. Just as he was about to charge towards Chu Feng, Ning Rongrong had already completed the transformation of the evil soul and applied strength and speed to himself. Then, she turned around and punched Oscar in the face, knocking him down to the ground. "Rongrong, I'm Oscar. Wake up quickly and don't let him control you." Oscar was heartbroken, but he was greeted by Ning Rongrong's merciless punches and kicks. Both are auxiliary soul masters, and Ning Rongrong has enhanced his speed and strength. Coupled with Oscar's unwillingness to fight back, there is no problem abusing him. Chu Feng watched this scene and nodded with satisfaction. Shrek's 4 beauties were left with only Zhu Zhuqing. Zhu Zhuqing has good personal strength, and with the help of Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun, he is currently unable to subdue her due to his weak soul power. Forget it, let's stop here for today. After regaining soul power and hunting the 4th soul ring, we can go to Shrek Academy to steal Zhu Zhuqing. He wants all the beauties of Shrek Academy to become his evil spirits, and all the men of Shrek Academy to be tormented by their loved ones and feel like they are dying. Let's go. With a command from Chu Feng, Liu Erlong, Xiao Wu, and Ning Rongrong quickly returned to his side and slowly walked towards the depths of the sunset forest, surrounded by him. "Dean, let them go like this." Dai Mubai clenched his fist and looked angry. "So what else?" Fran glared at him angrily and said, "Follow up and kill Liu Erlong, Xiao Wu, and Ning Rongrong. Or kill Chu Feng." Dai Mubai's expression froze and he couldn't speak. Liu Erlong has strong strength and cannot be killed even if he wants to. Xiao Wu is the beloved of Xiao San. If he kills her, Xiao San won't fight against him. Ning Rongrong is the beloved of Oscar and the apple of the eye of the 7 Treasures Glass Sect. If she were killed, Shrek Academy would probably be gone. As for Chu Feng, it is even more eerie. Killed twice and resurrected. His soul power level has been upgraded twice in a row. Even if he doesn't resist standing in front of him, they dare not kill him again. I feel really frustrated. Ma Hongjun punched a large tree trunk next to him, creating a hole. The edge of the hole was still sparkling with sparks and filled with green smoke. Zhu Zhuqing looked at the 3 women of Liu Erlong, who were surrounded by Chu Feng, with beautiful and gloomy eyes. Fran turned around to look at Yu Xiaojiang lying motionless on the ground, Oscar with a dull face, and Tang San with empty eyes. He sighed and said, "Let's go back to the academy first, let's wait until they recover." Dai Mubai and others looked at each other with a sigh, and now it's the only way. This trip to the Sunset Forest was originally intended to hunt soul rings for everyone, but I didn't expect such a big change to occur. The heavy blow to the mistress, master, and Oscar is uncertain whether they can emerge from the shadows. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. Singles against Titan Apes, kill me if you have the ability. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4. Singles against Titan Apes, kill me if you have the ability. 7 days later, in the starry forest. Master, the sunset forest is so big that there must be soul beasts suitable for your master. Why do you come to the Douluo forest? Liu Erlong asked in confusion. Ning, Rongrong and Xiao Wu looked at Chu Feng with confusion. Chu Feng shook his head and said, I still don't like ordinary soul beasts. I want to try and get a 100,000-year soul ring. A 100,000-year soul ring. The three women exclaimed in unison. Liu Erlong urgently dissuaded, Master, we cannot defeat a 100,000-year soul beast with our strength. Even if we win by chance, the Master cannot absorb it. Although the Master has an extremely evil body with much stronger physical strength than a Soul Master of the same level, using 40 levels of soul power to absorb a 100,000-year soul ring will definitely explode and die. Yes, Master, I think it's better to be a bit more cautious and find a soul beast that will last for 10,000 years, Ning, Rongrong and Xiao Wu also began to advise. Chu Feng said in a calm tone, hunting soul beasts and absorbing soul rings, it is naturally impossible to absorb soul rings from other levels of 100,000. But what if soul beasts voluntarily offer sacrifices? Sacrifice soul beasts. The three women froze again. This method only exists in legends, and there is no one soul master who has ever enjoyed such treatment. After the transformation of evil spirits, their spiritual intelligence is not affected, but they will lose all their previous memories except for basic information. Family, loved ones, friends, and so on will all be forgotten, retaining only basic knowledge of the mainland and memories of one's own soul skills. This is not simply amnesia, but being directly erased. Unless Chu Feng dies, even if they become gods, it is impossible to restore this part of their memory. And Chu Feng also has a resurrection system that can resurrect infinitely, so they cannot restore that part of their memory forever. Chu Feng turned his head to look at Xiao Wu and said meaningfully, whether I can get the sacrifice of a 100,000-year soul beast depends on Xiao Wu's performance. Me. Xiao Wu was stunned for a moment, her delicate face full of doubts, but soon nodded excitedly and said, Master, don't worry, Xiao Wu will definitely help you. But what should I do? Although she didn't know what to do, as long as she could help the owner, she would be very happy. You just need to do this. Chu Feng explained his plan in detail to the third daughter. After a long time, Xiao Wu's frightened cry rang out in the starry forest, Erming, help me. In the core area, the sleeping Titan ape by the lake suddenly sat up and looked in the direction of the sound. Is Xiao Wu in danger? The Titan ape looked at the calm lake water, didn't disturb Big Brother, and rushed out in the direction where the sound came from. In this starry forest, apart from his elder brother, there is no soul beast that is his opponent. Even a human soul master with the title Douluo level cannot do anything about him. Soon, the Titan ape saw the little dancer who was thinking day and night, but her situation was not very good. Two human female soul masters controlled little dance sister, and one human male soul master used his dirty hands to caress little dance sister's face, with an evil smile on her face. Humans, you seek death. The Titan ape was furious and jumped down towards the crowd's location. Chu Feng waved his hand and Liu Erlong retreated 100 meters away with Ning, Rongrong and Xiao Wu. The Titan ape wanted to charge forward, but was blocked by Chu Feng and said, if you take another step forward, I will kill her. Upon hearing this, the Titan ape quickly stopped and lowered its head to glare at Chu Feng, saying, Human, let go of little dance sister. I'll give you whatever you want. Chu Feng smiled calmly and said, it's not impossible to let her go, but you have to agree to one condition. What conditions? The Titan ape asked in a muffled voice. Kill me, or voluntarily sacrifice to become my fourth soul ring and soul bone, Chu Feng said with a smile. If they kill you, they will release little dance sister. The Titan ape ignored the second choice and his huge eyes were full of murderous intent. This choice perfectly fits his current mood. As a 100,000-year soul beast, it's too easy to kill a level 40 human soul master. Of course, without my orders, they wouldn't have sacrificed their lives for a little dance, Chu Feng said with a smile. Then you go to hell. The Titan ape roared and slapped Chu Feng with its palm. A small level 40 human soul master can easily turn into flesh with just one slap. Although Chu Feng came to seek death, he couldn't do nothing. In the past few days, he has studied the resurrection system and found that suicide and intentionally releasing water without resistance cannot be revived after death. So, he must give it his all. I was about to dodge, but I found my body sinking, as if there were 10,000 pounds of huge stones pressing on me, unable to move. In the field of gravity. Chu Feng shouted loudly, the third soul skill is guarded by evil gods. A grey shield shrouded Chu Feng's body 3 feet away. Bang! The giant palm of the Titan ape fell, and its powerful soul power rippled. The protective shield of the evil god was about to fall, with cracks all over it in an instant. Click! In the next moment, the shield shattered with a loud bang, and the giant palm fell mercilessly. Chu Feng was instantly killed. Humph! The Titan ape withdrew its giant palm and opened the Chu wind, which had turned into a pile of flesh and mud. Suddenly, it felt good and snorted coldly before looking at Xiaowu. Ding! Host killed, resurrected for the third time, soul power level +1, currently soul power level 41. The golden light flickered in the meat paste and re-merged into human form at a speed visible to the naked eye. This is impossible. The Titan ape is unbelievable. I have never heard of a human soul master who can resurrect from death and improve his cultivation. Chu Feng smiled calmly and said, there's nothing impossible. He has already set the resurrection point at his current location and will resurrect here every time he dies. The first soul skill, Devouring. He let out a loud shout, and a devouring mouth resembling a black hole condensed in front of him, spreading terrifying devouring power. Dark demon evil god tiger. The Titan ape looked at Chu Feng's martial soul and snorted coldly, I don't believe you can keep resurrecting. It let out a roar, clasped its hands together, and fell heavily. With a loud bang, this blow directly shattered the black hole and shattered Chu Feng. Damn it now. The Titan ape looked at a pair of flesh and mud in front of him, muttering to himself with some uncertainty. Buzz. The golden light flickered, and Chu Feng was resurrected once again. Ding. The host has been resurrected for the 4th time, with a soul power level of +1. Currently, the soul power level is 42. Listening to the system prompt sound, Chu Feng laughed up and said, Big monkey, your strength is not enough. Come again. Chi is killing me too. The Titan ape was furious, Titan sky cannon. As the huge fist swung, a terrifying beam of light rushed towards Chu Feng. Boom boom. The earth shook violently, and the ground where Chu Feng was located was blasted out into a deep and bottomless giant hole, leaving Chu Feng with no residue left. Ding. The host has been resurrected for the 5th time, with a soul power level of +1. Currently, the soul power level is 43. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. Forcing Titan Apes to Sacrifice. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5 Forcing Titan Apes to Sacrifice, How could it be possible? The Titan ape was stunned, it was so blasted that there was no residue left. It could still be resurrected, and its cultivation had increased again, but its soul power fluctuations were much weaker. Big monkey, you don't have much time left. Chu Feng looked up and said calmly. Not much time. What does it mean? The Titan ape looked up into the distance and found that Xiaowu's breath had become extremely weak, probably not lasting for long. What exactly do you want to do? It lowered its head to look at Chu Feng, suppressing its violent killing intent, and asked in a deep voice. "I want your soul bones and soul rings," Chu Feng said without hesitation. "Go to hell." The Titan ape was furious and unleashed a fierce attack on Chu Feng. Ding! The sixth resurrection of the host. Ding! The seventh resurrection of the host. Ding! The host has been resurrected for the 10th time, with a soul power level of +1 and currently a soul power level of 48. The host has accumulated 10 resurrections and is rewarded with a 100,000-year soul ring, which can be directly absorbed without any pain. Chu Feng's face was full of surprises. Unexpectedly, there were rewards even after 10 resurrections, and it was still a 100,000-year soul ring that could be directly absorbed. "What kind of monster are you?" The Titan ape took a breath and looked at Chu Feng with a hint of fear in his eyes. It killed this human soul master 8 times, but each time it resurrected, and its cultivation level increased each time. If it weren't for every resurrection, the soul power in this human soul master's body would decrease by a certain amount, and it would probably become increasingly difficult to kill him. Chu Feng looked up at it and said indifferently, "Big monkey, won't you continue?" "Continue." The Titan ape lifted its giant palm and slowly lowered it. "If we continue to kill, this guy won't directly break through the human title Douluo, will he?" These 8 bombings also consumed a lot of his soul power. It looked up at Xiaowu in the distance, whose breath was already faint, and wanted to rush over to rescue him. "You can kill me countless times, but you can't take a step forward. As long as you step forward, she will immediately kill Xiaowu. Don't even think of summoning the Tianqing bull python. Once it appears, Xiaowu will also die," Chu Feng said lightly. The Titan ape roared, "What have you done to her?" Chu Feng smiled and said, "You must have seen the evil energy on my body before. I use it to erode her soul. When her soul is completely eroded, she will become a beast without intelligence. Of course, this is just the beginning. Afterwards, the evil energy will also erode her body. At that time, she will become a true evil demon, without any reason, and will devour all the creatures she sees except me. Even if it is a god, it cannot save her. Only I can retrieve the evil energy from her body." The Titan ape fell silent. When it attacked this human soul master just now, it had already felt that every attack would have an evil energy eroding its body and affecting its soul. And Xiaowu's sister has already been infiltrated by evil energy, and the erosion and corrosion she has suffered must be even more terrifying. It looked up at Xiaowu, who seemed to have nothing, and then at Chu Feng, whose soul power was rapidly recovering. After hesitating for a moment, it said, "If I were to sacrifice, did you really let Xiaowu go?" "Of course, I keep my word." Chu Feng nodded lightly and said, "Of course, if you can bear to see her turn into a demon, you can leave now. Everyone here can keep you. If you want to rush up and save her, then you will be the one who killed her. You need to consider carefully how to choose." The Titan ape said in a deep voice, "Okay, I promise you. My soul and will merge into the soul ring and look at you. If you don't believe your words, I will devour your soul with endless resentment, making you a beast without intelligence." Chu Feng smiled and said, "Okay." Buzz. The golden light rose to the sky, and the Titan ape ultimately chose to sacrifice himself in exchange for the opportunity to save Xiaowu. It begins to burn its own vitality, injecting all soul power and its own soul, will, into it at the moment when the sacrifice began. Chu Feng's body was no longer able to move. However, he is not worried about his own safety, as the sacrifice has already begun and cannot be interrupted. It will also create a special realm between him and the Titan ape to protect his safety. Even if the Titan ape reneges, killing itself in this situation is not considered suicide or releasing water, and can be resurrected. The sacrificial process went extremely smoothly. Chu Feng not only successfully obtained the first 100,000-year soul ring, but also the left arm soul bone of the Titan ape. His soul power level was directly increased by 3 levels, reaching level 51. A 100,000-year soul ring that can bring 2 soul skills. The first soul skill is the Titan Evil God Hammer, which takes 4 seconds to accumulate power. It uses evil energy and the power of the earth to condense a giant hammer to attack the enemy, with terrifying power. The second soul skill is the earth's evil energy, which transforms the power of the earth into the most evil energy, eroding the enemy's body and soul. The left arm soul bone of the Titan ape also provided Chu Feng with 2 soul bone skills. The first one is the Titan Evil Cannon, which uses its control over gravity to instantly compress and transform all the forces in space into a more terrifying evil energy, emitting a terrifying beam of evil energy. The second one is the Evil God Gravity Marsh, which can control a small range of gravity intensity and evolved from the gravity field of the Titan ape. It's like adding 4 more skills at once, it's so satisfying. And with a soul power level of 51, you can absorb the 5th soul ring again. Previously, the resurrection reward happened to reward a 100,000-year soul ring that can be directly absorbed. Isn't this going to take off directly? Master, did I perform well? When Chu Feng finished accepting the sacrifice of the Titan ape, Xiao Wu rushed over and asked with a hopeful expression on her face. Not bad, worthy of praise. Chu Feng pinched Xiao Wu's delicate chin and kissed her red lips. No. Vaguely, it seemed to hear the roar of the Titan ape. A powerful resentment surged out of Chu Feng's body, charging straight towards his soul. The soul and will of the Titan ape are attached to the soul ring, naturally sensing everything that Chu Feng has experienced. I sacrificed myself for a chance for Xiao Wu to survive, only to realize in the end that this was a game between Xiao Wu and the human soul master. The resentment that erupted in that moment was terrifying. However, Chu Feng is the body and soul of the most evil. Resentment is just a nourishment for the body and soul of the most evil. The powerful resentment of the Titan ape rushed into his mind, not only causing no harm to Chu Feng's soul, but also being swallowed and absorbed by his soul, making his soul and spiritual power even stronger. At this point, the soul, will, and vitality of the Titan ape have completely dissipated, with no possibility of resurrection. Let's leave here first. Chu Feng let go of her shy little dance and quickly left with her 3 daughters. The sacrifice of the Titan ape may have awakened the sky blue bull python. It is obviously impossible to use the same method to make the sky blue bull python sacrifice. There is no need to stand in a stalemate with it for now. Let's find a place to absorb the 5th soul ring first. Not long after leaving the starry forest, the mournful and angry roar of the sky blue bull python came from afar. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. He surprisingly possesses 2 100,000-year soul rings. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. He surprisingly possesses 2 100,000-year soul rings. One day later, after absorbing the 5th soul ring, Chu Feng returned to Shrek Academy with Sanmei. He hugged left and right, followed by a beautiful woman, and this combination undoubtedly attracted countless people's attention wherever he went. Ha! That seems to be Chu Feng from the Shrek 8 monsters. What's snuggling in his arms, like a little dance from the same Shrek 8 monsters? Not bad, it's Xiao Wu, and the other one is Ning Rongrong. Sleeping trough, isn't Xiao Wu Tang San's lover? How could she snuggle up in Chu Feng's arms? Let's move on and have another love. Ning Rongrong is the apple of the eye of the 7 Treasures Glass sect, one of the top 3 sections. It is said that Oscar didn't even bother with her, but now she is snuggling up with Xiao Wu in Chu Feng's arms. Did you not notice that the beautiful woman following Chu Feng is Vice Dean Liu of our college? It's really true. 1 big girl and 2 little girls are surrounded by the same man. It's too happy for his mother. No, it's too bad for 3 views. The students in the college were discussing and shocked. Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong buried their heads in Chu Feng's arms, too shy to see anyone. Although he has become an evil soul and obeys Chu Feng, it is still too embarrassing to be held by the same man in public like this. Classmate. Chu Feng looked at the envious male classmate and smiled. Could you please inform Fran that I, Chu Feng, have returned and ask him to take the people from Shrek College and get out of the college? Ah. The classmate was shocked and looked at Liu Erlong standing behind Chu Feng, feeling somewhat bewildered. Go ahead. Liu Erlong said coldly. After transforming into an evil soul, she didn't remember her relationship with Fran and Yu Xiaojiang, let alone being the vice dean of Shrek College. But it's okay, the owner said that this college was originally hers, and that's her. Yes. That classmate was originally a student of Blue Bowl Academy. If he had to choose a dean between Liu Erlong and Fran, he would definitely choose Liu Erlong. Upon hearing Liu Erlong's words, he immediately turned around and leaped away. Soon, Fran, Yu Xiaojiang, Tang San, Dai Mubai, Ma Hongjun, Oscar, Zhu Zhuqing, and several teachers from Shrek College all appeared in the square. Xiao Wu. Seeing Xiao Wu, Tang San's eyes flashed with a hint of surprise, but then became gloomy again. Because he found that Xiao Wu was cuddling in Chu Feng's arms in public, with a shy expression that he had never seen before when facing him. Rongrong. Oscar's fist was almost crushed, his eyes glaring angrily at Chu Feng, about to burst into flames. He chased after him for so long, and as he was about to impress Ning Rongrong, he didn't expect Chu Feng to come out halfway. Erlong. Yu Xiaojiang's listless expression shook, and he fixed his gaze on Liu Erlong standing behind Chu Feng, his eyes filled with pain and hatred. Pain is because he is no longer a man, hatred is towards Chu Feng. If I had known this, I should have let Tang San and the others kill this beast when we first met. Chu Feng, do you really want to do so well? Fran asked in a deep voice. Chu Feng said calmly, I didn't originally want to, but there's nothing I can do. I heard that the Soul Master Elite competition has soul bone rewards, and the Soul Master Elite competition must be participated in as an academy. Besides, this Shrek Academy was originally called the Blue Ba Academy, which belongs to Liu Erlong. She's all mine, and everything she has naturally belongs to me. What does this mean? Vice Dean Liu is really with Chu Feng. Or with Xiao Wu, Ning Rongrong, and Chu Feng together. The students around were all stunned. Animal. Yu Xiaojiang cursed loudly. Chu Feng turned his head and smiled, Yu Xiaojiang, you should be able to apply for the position of eunuch manager in the palace in a while. Damn it. Yu Xiaojiang was furious and wanted to rush over, but was tightly grabbed by Dai Mubai. Master, don't be impulsive. Dai Mubai earnestly advised. Fran looked at Liu Erlong with a calm expression in his eyes, and a hint of pain flashed in his eyes. Then he let out a deep sigh and said, okay, let's go. Wait a minute. Chu Feng pointed to Zhu Zhuqing and said, others can leave, she must stay. Chu Feng, don't go too far. Just now, Dai Mubai, who was still persuading Yu Xiaojiang, jumped up like a cat with its tail stepped on. If you don't agree, come and kill me. Chu Feng said lightly. Do you think I dare not? Dai Mubai released his martial soul, with evil eyes and white tigers, consisting of 4 soul rings. Yellow, yellow, purple, and purple. Soul Sect. The classmates around were all excited. Dai Mubai was so young, but he had already become the Soul Sect, truly a monster. Chu Feng stopped Xiao Wu and Liu Erlong, who wanted to rush forward and beat Dai Mubai, and said calmly, Dai Mubai, you're not enough to watch alone. Then add us. Tang San, Ma Hongjun, and Zhu Zhuqing all walked over and released their martial souls. Tang San's martial soul consists of 4 soul rings. Blue silver grass, yellow purple black. Ma Hongjun's martial soul is evil fire phoenix, with 4 yellow, purple, and purple soul rings. Zhu Zhuqing's martial soul is the ghost cat, with 4 yellow, purple, and purple soul rings. Oscar did not come over, but he also released his martial soul and soul rings, which were also 4 yellow, purple, and purple soul rings. Sleeping slots, all of them are soul sect, truly deserving of Shrek's monster group. Tang San is the most abnormal, and the 4th soul ring is actually from another grade 10,000. The classmates around were all shocked when they saw this scene. Tang San said in a deep voice, "Chu Feng, last time we fought against soul beasts and assassins, our soul power was severely depleted. Coupled with just obtaining the 4th soul ring and not yet familiar with it, our combat power was not at its peak. At that time, our joint forces killed you, but now we are all at our peak. Even if your strength improves, we can still kill you." After so many days of rest, although he still feels sad in his heart, he is no longer so decadent. There is only hatred towards Chu Feng and determination to save Xiao Wu. Is that right? Chu Feng smiled indifferently and kissed the red lips of Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong respectively, saying, "Today I feel itchy, so I won't let you have sex." "Okay, master." Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong nodded together. "Master." The classmates were almost stunned when they heard this nickname, and this Chu Feng student actually has this kind of habit. The key is that Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong still call so naturally and willingly. Lying trough. I envy him so much. When will I have such a beautiful and obedient maid? Oscar and Dawn's eyes were blazing with anger. If you could kill me, I would love it. Unfortunately, you probably won't be able to do it now. Chu Feng slowly walked forward and released his martial soul. The dark demon and evil god tiger rippled in circles of soul rings. Yellow, yellow, purple. Red, red. Sleeping trough. Chu Feng is actually the soul king. The 4th and 5th soul rings are actually red 100,000-year soul rings. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. The Cruelty of Tang San and Others. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. The Cruelty of Tang San and Others, I must have misread. How could a soul king possibly have 2 100,000-year soul rings? That is to say, at level 40, he obtained his first 100,000-year soul ring. A level 40 soul sect may not be able to withstand even a 10,000-year soul ring. How could it be possible to withstand a 100,000-year soul ring? I thought Tang San's possession of a 10,000-year soul ring was already enough to be abnormal, but I didn't expect something even more abnormal. The difference between soul masters and soul masters is too big, right? All the teachers and students of the college stared blankly at the 2 glaring red soul rings at Chu Feng's feet, their faces filled with shock. Yu Xiaojiang, Tang San, Dai Mubai, and others all looked shocked. For the first time, Fran felt regret for Chu Feng's actions. If it weren't for the Sunset Forest incident, Chu Feng would still be the most outstanding student under his command. Chu Feng looked at Tang San with a dull gaze and smiled. "Tang San, Yu Xiaojiang's theoretical knowledge is wrong. Who said that low-level soul masters cannot obtain a 100,000-year soul ring? Come on, I have confidence in you. The next one to obtain a 100,000-year soul ring is you. Chu Feng, don't sow discord here. Even if you have 2 100,000-year soul rings, what are we afraid of?" Tang San shouted in a deep voice. It is impossible for the 100,000-year soul ring to say that he is not tempted, but he is not a fool either. Before, I almost died by absorbing a 10,000-year soul ring, let alone a 100,000-year soul ring. Let's go together. He shouted loudly, and everyone immediately launched an attack. I have a pink sausage. Oscar recited the soul curse 4 times in a row, giving Dai Mubai, Ma Hongjun, Tang San, and Zhu Zhuqing each an excited pink intestine. I have a mushroom sausage. Then he recited the soul spell of the 3rd soul skill 4 times, giving each of the 4 a mushroom intestine for rapid flight. Dai Mubai and others immediately took the hyperactivity pink intestine, which increased their overall attributes by 10% within 5 minutes and can counteract all negative states. They can also resist the extremely evil energy of Chu Feng. Then they ate the mushroom intestines of the rapid flight and took off, intending to launch an attack on Chu Feng from the air. Chu Feng smiled calmly and slowly raised his left hand. Titan's left arm soul bone skill, evil god gravity marsh. Buzz. Gray ripples rippled in circles, spreading all the way to a range of 20 meters around. Dai Mubai, Tang San, Ma Hongjun, and Zhu Zhuqing, all of whom were in the midst of it, sank and fell directly from the air, half kneeling on the ground. What a terrifying gravity! Tang San's face showed shock. I can't stand up. Ma Hongjun tried to stand up, but found that he couldn't do it at all. In this gravity swamp, 1,000 pounds of huge stones were repeatedly pressed on my body, making me unable to move. White Tiger Diamond Transformation. Only Dai Mubai could barely move and forcefully perform the third soul skill. I saw his body muscles swelling and black stripes appearing on his skin. After using this soul skill, he will double his defense, attack, strength, and other attributes in the following period of time. With the blessing of the White Tiger Diamond Transformation, Dai Mubai was finally able to barely stand up. Chu Feng had a sinister smile on his face and said calmly, the fourth soul skill is the Earth's evil energy. For a moment, within a radius of 20 meters, an endless force of the Earth gushed out from the ground and transformed into the most evil energy, eroding the physical body and soul of Dai Mubai and others. At the same time, it also isolates the view of people outside the battlefield. Bathing Phoenix. Ma Hongjun unleashed his second soul skill, and the power of the phoenix flame around his body suddenly increased by 30%, barely able to resist the erosion of evil energy. Entangled. Tang San Ban knelt on the ground, enduring the erosion of evil energy, and activated his first soul skill. Blue-silver grass emerged from the ground and headed straight for Chu Feng. He naturally knew that it was impossible to cause damage to Chu Feng with this soul skill, and only wanted to force Chu Feng to retreat and break free from the oppression of the evil god gravity swamp. Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun share the same thoughts as him. White Tiger Flame Light Wave. Phoenix Fire Line. A milky white light ball and a scorching red flame attacked Chu Feng at the same time. Zhu Zhuqing did not have long-range soul attack skills, but he had the hidden weapon Zhuge Shen crossbow sent by Tang San, which aimed directly at Chu Feng and pulled the trigger. The third soul skill, guarded by evil gods. Chu Feng's indifferent voice rang out, and a grey shield enveloped him. Whether it was Tang San's entanglement, by Hu Laiguanbo wearing Mu Bai, or Ma Hongjun's Phoenix Fire Line, they were easily blocked by the grey shield, unable to pose any threat to Chu Feng. As for Zhu Zhuqing's Zhuge Divine Crossbow, it had not yet reached Chu Feng when it fell to the ground prematurely under the terrifying influence of gravity. Go! At this moment, Tang San stood up forcefully with his strong physical body and released his second martial soul, the Haotian Hammer, throwing it at Chu Feng with all his strength. The Haotian Hammer weighed 500 pounds, making it difficult for an ordinary soul master to lift it. At this moment, he threw it out as a hidden weapon. The fourth soul skill, Titan Evil Hammer. Chu Feng suddenly condensed a huge grey hammer in his hand, and a strong and evil aura permeated the air. Bang! With a forceful swing, it hit the Haotian Hammer and flew out directly. Before Tang San and others could launch another attack, Chu Feng was permeated with a strong grey lightning. The fifth soul skill, Dark Demon Evil God Thunder. As soon as the words fell, the grey lightning on his body turned into 4 grey thunder pillars and shot towards Dai Mubai, Tang San, Ma Hongjun, and Zhu Zhuqing. The 4 of them were restricted by the gravity swamp of the evil god, and their bodies were eroded by the earth's evil energy, making it difficult to move and unable to avoid the attack of this soul skill. Boom! The 4 grey lightning pillars successfully hit the 4 people, and the powerful lightning power electrified them into pitch black. They lay on the ground convulsing constantly, and the strong evil energy constantly eroded their bodies. Chu Feng walked slowly to Tang San and stepped on his face, saying calmly, "Don't worry, I won't kill you now. Especially you, Tang San. I will let you know what life is better than death and what breakdown is." After speaking, he bent down to lift Zhu Zhuqing up and let her lean against his arms, using his innate soul skill. Evil soul transformation. No. Dai Mubai let out a roar of grief, anger, and despair. Unfortunately, he can't move at all now. Zhu Zhuqing wanted to struggle, but her body was weak and she couldn't even move her fingers. She could only watch the terrifying evil energy enter her forehead and invade her mind. Quickly, Zhu Zhuqing completed the transformation of her evil soul, and her clothes became even darker. The most evil energy in her body no longer eroded her body, but instead integrated into her soul power, allowing her soul power to improve. Master. The cold Zhu Zhuqing called out to her master with a coquettish voice, which felt quite satisfying. Unfortunately, Zhu Zhuqing's face is pitch black now, and he naturally doesn't have much attraction to Chu Feng. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. Devouring Tang San's Soul Power. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8. Devouring Tang San's Soul Power. No, no. Tears of despair fell from the corners of Dai Mubai's eyes, and he finally understood Tang San's feelings from the beginning. Tang San's eyes were gloomy and filled with hatred. Since his rebirth through time travel, he has never suffered such a great humiliation, and he has not avenged himself as a reckless traveler. The first soul skill, Devouring. Chu Feng doesn't plan to end it here. Although these guys don't have much soul power in their bodies, even the smallest mosquitoes are still flesh. In front of his body, a devouring force field resembling a black hole condensed, crazily devouring the soul power of Dai Mubai, Tang San, and Ma Hongjun. The battlefield of Chu Feng, Tang San, and others was shrouded in evil energy, and there was no visible situation inside. It was only after he had devoured the soul power of the three that the earth's evil energy and the gravity swamp of the evil god dissipated. What a trash, it's the soul power of three people that helped me improve by one level. Chu Feng spat out saliva and cursed, "I hope your soul power can be stronger next time we meet." Sigh, it's not easy to raise a few pigs. Fortunately, Dai Mubai and others had already fallen into a coma, otherwise they would have been furious to hear this. Devoted their soul power, yet still despised their soul power garbage. Even more outrageous is that they are kept as pigs. Dai Lauda, Ma Hongjun, Xiao San. Upon seeing this, Oscar rushed up and saw the three of them falling into a coma. He quickly recited the soul spell of the first soul skill 4 times. I have a big sausage. 3 people were given recovery sausages, and their injuries and soul power, which had been swallowed up, were gradually recovering. Chu Feng, at least you used to be one of the Shrek 8 monsters. You acted so cruelly, devouring all their soul power. Oscar stood up and roared at Chu Feng. Chu Feng sneered and said, "Cruel. You killed me directly in the Sunset Forest back then. If I hadn't had some means, could you still stand here at this moment?" Oscar Tun is a stuttering language. Chu Feng hugged Zhu Zhuqing's slender waist and said calmly, "But don't worry, I won't kill you for the time being. I want to make your life worse than death and make you completely collapse. Also, remember to tell Tang San, Dai Mubai, and Ma Hongjun to work harder and practice, so that I can devour a little more soul power next time we meet. Although it's a few raised pigs, you still have to eat yourself fat." You. Oscar was so angry that he couldn't speak. They were Shrek's monsters and geniuses in the eyes of others, but in Chu Feng's eyes, they were actually pigs he had captive to devour soul power. How can Dai and others bear this shame if they know about it? Chu Feng, Frand, Zhao Wuji, and others surrounded fiercely. You want to kill me? I can't wait. Chu Feng smiled indifferently, even a little eager to try. Dujan Frand, Zhao Wuji, Li Yusong and other Shrek college teachers, they should be able to kill themselves, right? Upgrading like this is much faster than devouring soul power. Zhao Wuji, who had a hot temper, was about to take action but was stopped by Fran. He had witnessed Chu Feng's resurrection ability with his own eyes, and killing him was just helping him improve his soul power level. In less than half a month, Chu Feng rose to level 50 or above. Obviously, after leaving them, he went to provoke strong enemies and was killed many times. Otherwise, he wouldn't have upgraded so quickly. This is simply an indestructible pervert. He doesn't want to kill Chu Feng again until he finds a way to restrain this resurrection ability. Fran took a deep breath and glanced at Liu Erlong slowly walking over. He said in a deep voice, "Let's go." Before leaving, Zhao Wuji threatened, "Kid, don't be too proud. You've tortured Tang San so badly, that person won't let you go." Chu Feng said indifferently, "Do you mean Tang Hao? Next time you see him, please help me notify him and tell him that his son was disabled by me. Let him come quickly to seek revenge on me and vent his anger on his son." You. Zhao Wuji had never seen such an arrogant person before, so angry that he couldn't speak. In the end, he could only snort coldly, picked up Tang San, and chased after Fran and others. May the men of Shrek Academy leave Blue Bull Academy with an extremely decadent attitude. Even the walking posture looks so desolate. Liu Erlong, Xiao Wu, and Ning Rongrong walked over and stood behind Chu Feng. With Zhu Zhuqing, the four beauties of Shrek finally gathered together. Chu Feng scanned the teachers and students watching the battle around him and said loudly, "From now on, Shrek College will be renamed Evil Theological College, with Liu Erlong as the dean. The Soul Master Elite competition can only be participated by students from the college, so Chu Feng cannot personally serve as the dean. Liu Erlong was originally their dean, and the faculty and students of the college naturally have no objection to this. It's the name of the Evil Theological Academy, which sounds a bit sinister." Chu Feng said indifferently, "Those who want to leave can leave, and we will never hold back. Those who stay will continue their studies." Then he turned around and left with Liu Erlong and his four daughters. After returning to Liu Erlong's dean's dormitory and taking a shower, Chu Feng lay on Liu Erlong's bed, looking at the four beauties standing in a row in front of the bed, with an evil smile on his face. "Liu Erlong, come on first, set an example for them and teach them." Although Liu Erlong, Xiao Wu, and Ning Rongrong have been transformed into evil spirits for more than 10 days, they have been running outside and have not had time to get intimate with Sanmei. He doesn't like to fight in the Sunset Forest or the Starry Forest, he still feels comfortable at home. In his opinion, Liu Erlong is not young now and has just been in a relationship with Yu Xiaojiang. He should have been a newcomer and his skills should be more proficient. Liu Erlong climbed up to Chu Feng with a blushing face, his movements quite clumsy. Chu Feng looked surprised, maybe she and Yu Xiaojiang didn't. Looking at his sexy figure and beautiful yet shy face, Chu Feng's heart was filled with passion. "Forget it, let me do it." He flipped over and took the initiative. In the next 5 days, neither Chu Feng nor Si Mei left Liu Erlong's dormitory. Chu Feng was surprised to find that in the process of exploring life time and time again, the evil energy born from his most evil body flowed within the bodies of Si Mei and gradually changed their constitutions. In the long run, although the four beauties could not become the most evil body, they could at least possess one kind of evil body, which greatly increased the power of evil souls. In 2 days, it will be the Soul Master Elite competition, so we naturally cannot indulge in the gentle countryside. He is still very envious compared to the 2 soul bones of Bidong. Ere long, bring Tai Long, Huang Yuan, and Jiang Zhu to join us in the Soul Master Elite competition. Chu Feng hugged Liu Erlong's smooth body and said. The Soul Master Elite competition requires 7 participants. The strength of the 3 Tai Long is not very strong, but if they become evil souls and are healed and restored by the Crimson Pearl, they can completely fight continuously and consume any team. Okay, Master. Liu Erlong nodded, got up, put on his clothes, and left. End of this chapter. Chapter 9. Their slogan is to truly die once. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9. Their slogan is to truly die once. The last one to appear is the Evil Theological Academy. With the introduction of the host, Chu Feng slowly entered with everyone. They were wearing grey team uniforms and embroidered with the domineering and evil dark demon Evil God Tiger on their chests. Evil God Academy. Why haven't I heard of another Evil God Academy in Tiando City? Crouching Trough, brother, are you too ignorant? This Evil Theological College is the former Shrek College. One of the students, named Chu Feng, joined forces with the former dean of Blue Ba College, Liu Erlong, to drive away the teachers and students of the former Shrek College and renamed it Evil Theological College. Moreover, according to the students of the Evil Theological College, Chu Feng is the Soul King with 2 100,000-year soul rings. Soul King. He's only 14 or 15 years old in grade, so he's already the Soul King. This talent is too strong, isn't it? A 100,000-year soul ring. What about deceiving ghosts? Even if he has exceptional talent, how can a Soul King absorb a 100,000-year soul ring and treat me like an idiot? However, their team uniform looks so cool. Those female students are all so beautiful. On the high platform, Ning Fengji looked at Ning Rongrong in the Evil Theological Academy and couldn't help but frown. Rongrong. Ning Fengji murmured softly, wondering what exactly happened to the Shrek 8 monsters and why they went their separate ways. Their slogan is. The host was about to introduce the slogan, but suddenly stopped and said, their slogan is to truly die once. Sleeping Trough, this is too arrogant, as if they won't die. Damn it, even with a Soul King, it wouldn't be so arrogant. This is not a 1.1 competition. Yes, yes. The other participating teams who came to participate in the preliminary round were all angered by this slogan, but at the same time, they secretly prayed in their hearts not to encounter a cult school in the first preliminary round. Chu Feng had a faint smile on his lips. After Liu Erlong brought Tai Long, Huang Yuan, and Jiang Zhu, he transformed the 3 of them into evil spirits one after another. Entering the Heavenly Do arena, speeches were delivered by the Snow Knight Emperor and the 7 Treasures Glass Sect Patriarch Ning Fengji. Subsequently, everyone entered the Heavenly Do Soul arena, and the preliminary draw was conducted by the Platinum Bishop Salas of the Martial Soul Hall. In the first battle, the 2 sides were Tsanhui Academy and Purple Star Academy, while in the second war, the 2 sides were Auckland Academy and Flame Glory Academy, and in the third battle, the Royal Academy's second team and the Evil Theological Academy. 3 battles were fought simultaneously, but the popularity of the second team of the Heavenly Emperor Academy was extremely high. Coupled with the legend of Chu Feng from the Evil Theological Academy, their battle was undoubtedly arranged on the main battlefield. Down with the Evil Theological Seminary, let them truly die once. The popularity of the second team of Tiando Imperial Academy is really impressive, and almost all the cheers in the audience were given to them. Liu Erlong stood on the high platform, his beautiful eyes constantly flowing on Chu Feng, his gaze gentle. Please have both participating colleges come on stage. Accompanied by the host's voice, Chu Feng walked slowly onto the stage with Xiao Wu, Zhu Zhuqing, Ning Rongrong, Tai Long, Huang Yuan, and Jiang Zhu. The second team of Tiando Royal Academy, as well as Chu Feng's understanding, appeared extremely flashy, causing countless cheers. The competition officially begins. The host's voice rang out again. Open the martial soul. Under the command of the captain of the second team of the Tiando Royal Academy, the 7 of them released their martial souls together, consisting of 4 soul rings of pure yellow, yellow, purple, and purple. On the side of the Evil Theological Academy, Xiaowu, Ning Rongrong, and Zhu Zhuqing have 4 soul rings of yellow, yellow, and purple. Tai Long, Huang Yuan, and Jiang Zhu only have 3 soul rings of yellow, yellow, and purple. If we don't look at Chu Feng, the overall strength of the Evil God Academy team is much worse than that of the Tiando Royal Academy second team. Chu Feng had a faint smile on his face, and his soul rings were released in circles, directly blinding everyone's eyes. Yellow, yellow, purple, red, red. Crouching slot, he really has 2 100,000-year soul rings. How did he do it? Damn it, the only soul king in the room. His soul power already has a huge advantage, and he also has 2 100,000-year soul rings. How can we fight this? I heard that the 100,000-year soul ring can provide 2 soul skills, which means Chu Feng has 3 more soul skills than others. This is simply impossible to fight. What are you afraid of? No matter how powerful Chu Feng is, there is only one person left. Apart from him, the other students from the Evil God Academy cannot compare to the second team of the Tiando Royal Academy, and the outcome is still unknown. On the high platform, the Snow Knight Emperor, Ning Fengji, Salis and others were all shocked. The 4th soul ring has a 100,000-year soul ring, which is unbelievable and unheard of. Take the lead. On the arena, members of the second team of the Heavenly Do Royal Academy were also scared silly by Chu Feng's 2 100,000-year soul rings. The captain knew that if Chu Feng took the lead, they might not have much chance of winning, and they had to start first to be strong. Upon hearing the captain's words, several other team members followed behind him and rushed towards Chu Feng and others. Faced with the attack of the second team of the Tiando Royal Academy, Chu Feng and others remained motionless as if they had not seen it. What are they doing? The audience was full of confusion. Even if there was a soul king with 2 100,000-year soul rings, there was no need to be so arrogant. This completely disregarded the second team of the Tiando Royal Academy. When the members of the second team of the Tiando Royal Academy entered a 20-meter range, Chu Feng slowly extended his right hand and calmly uttered a sentence. Titan's left arm soul bone skill, Evil God Gravity Marsh. Gray ripples rippled in circles, and the members of the second team of the Tiando Royal Academy, who had rushed in at full speed, suddenly felt their bodies sink and all fell down, half kneeling on the ground, making it difficult to get up. Teleportation. Xiao Wu suddenly appeared next to the female student in the second team of Tiando Royal Academy. Waist bow. Using the first soul skill, he directly knocked it off the arena. Serious changes. Huang Yuanshi showcased his third soul skill, sprinting at lightning speed in front of an opponent and unleashing his second soul skill, the Wolf Roar Bullet, to knock him off the ring. Magic Ape Golden Body. Tai Long unleashed his third soul skill and appeared almost simultaneously with Huang Yuan in front of an opponent. He unleashed his second soul skill with explosive power and knocked him off the arena. Ghost Shadow Avatar. Zhu Zhuqing used his fourth soul skill to split into 3 clones and charged towards the remaining 4 members of the Tiando Royal Academy's second team, along with the main body. Ghost Slash. 3 clones and the main body used their third soul skill together, defeating all 4 remaining opponents from the arena. The whole scene was silent, and everyone was dumbfounded. When they saw Chu Feng's 2 100,000-year soul rings, everyone knew that the second team of the Tiando Royal Academy was difficult to play in this game. Unexpectedly, the competition ended right from the beginning. The second team of Tiando Royal Academy, a powerful team that was highly anticipated by the audience, was unexpectedly killed by the Evil Theological Academy in less than a minute. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. Sword Douluo and Death. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10 Sword Douluo and Death, Gravity Control. On the high platform, Ning Fengji and others frowned, and the general gravity control was not so terrifying. They could feel that there was an extremely evil aura in the gravity field, and that evil aura made them all feel a natural sense of unease. We lost. The members of the Tiando Royal Academy all got up from the ground and gazed blankly at the members of the Evil God Academy on the arena. They are the pride of the Tiando Royal Academy, and apart from the Tiando Royal Academy pair, they hardly take any team seriously. Unexpectedly, the first game of the preliminary round was completely defeated in such a disheveled posture. All members looked deeply at Chu Feng, who was too strong to move with just one soul skill. Rather than being defeated by the Evil Theological Academy, it is more accurate to say being defeated by Chu Feng. Let's go. The captain sighed and turned around with everyone to leave. The host finally came to his senses and said with a face full of shock, in the first round and third game, the Evil Theological Academy won. Evil Theological Academy, Evil Theological Academy. Chu Feng, I love you. For a moment, the wind suddenly changed and everyone cheered for the Evil Theological Academy. This is ultimately a world of the fittest, where people are born to worship the strong. Chu Feng, who possesses two 100,000-year soul rings, has become an idol admired by many. Let's go. Chu Feng hugged Ning Rongrong's slender waist and turned to leave. Xiaowu, Zhu Zhuqing and others also followed suit. On the high platform, Ning Feng frowned and said, Rongrong and Chu Feng. I remember the last time we met, they didn't have a very close relationship. On the contrary, Oscar showed his affection for Rongrong in his words and actions. What's going on? Leaving the Heavenly Do arena, I was about to ask Ning Rongrong for clarification when suddenly a disciple of the Seven Treasures Glass sect walked quickly and whispered in his ear for a moment before leaving. Evil soul. Ning Feng's eyes turned cold, and a powerful aura erupted. What a Chu Feng! How dare you turn my daughter into an evil soul and become your servant? You are looking for death. Just as he was thinking about it, he saw Chu Feng and others slowly approaching, and his daughter Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu snuggled up in Chu Feng's arms, with a very intimate attitude. Rongrong. Ning Feng's eyes sank and he shouted with a hint of luck in his arms. Ning Rongrong looked up at him, his eyes devoid of the surprise and affection he had seen him before, only filled with endless indifference. Obviously, she no longer knows her father. Master Ning, it's been a long time since I last saw you, but your demeanor remains the same. Chu Feng still hugged Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu, greeting them with a smile. Ning Fengji said in a deep voice, Chu Feng, let go of Rongrong. I can satisfy you with anything you want. Chu Feng turned his head to look at the stunning Ning Rongrong, kissed her red lips, and said, I can't bear to let go of such a beautiful and obedient maid. Bastard. Ning Fengji was furious, feeling as if the little cabbage he had carefully taken care of had been arched by a pig. Chu Feng said indifferently, Master Ning, is Gu Douluo or Jian Douluo guarding you today? Let him come out and kill me, and you can take your daughter away. Do you think I dare not kill you? A figure appeared next to Ning Fengji, dressed in a spotless snow-white robe, with long silver hair neatly combed behind her. Her face was as delicate as a baby, and her expression was indifferent. Standing there was like a sharp blade about to emerge from its sheath. Ning Rongrong is the apple of the eye of the entire Seven Treasures Glass sect. Not only does Ning Feng hurt her, but Chen Xian also cares for her like his own granddaughter. But now, he has been transformed into an evil soul by Chu Feng, becoming his servant. How can he accept this? Sword Douluo Dust Heart. Known as the most powerful attacking Douluo on the road. Chu Feng had a slightly sinister smile on his lips as he let go of Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu. He walked over to him alone and said very seriously, Chu Feng, please have Jian Douluo die. Qinxin looked at Chu Feng with a serious expression on his face, very speechless. After living for 100 years, I have never seen such a strange person. My greatest wish in this life is to die. Chu Feng said calmly and released his martial soul. The people on the street all stopped and looked over in surprise. Crouching trough, Chu Feng actually wants to challenge Sword Douluo. My brain was kicked by a donkey, right? I really thought I could challenge the title Douluo with 2 100,000-year soul rings. Chu Feng ignored the discussions of the people around him and shouted again, please have sword Douluo die. Then I will fulfill you. Qinshin snorted coldly and was about to release her martial soul, but was stopped by Ning Fengji. Uncle Jian, just take Rongrong away. Ning Fengji is not a fool. Someone happened to tell him about Ning Rongrong at this critical moment, indicating that someone was trying to kill Chu Feng with their own hands. He doesn't want to become someone else's tool. As long as he takes Ning Rongrong away, he will definitely think of a way to rescue her. Humph. Qinshin snorted towards Chu Fengling, and with a flash of her figure, she appeared in front of Ning Rongrong. She grabbed her shoulder and returned to Ning Fengji's side, grabbing Ning Fengji and soaring into the sky. Let go of Rongrong. Liu Erlong was furious and wanted to catch up, but was stopped by Chu Feng. Let them go. There was a faint smile on the corner of Chu Feng's mouth. I cannot commit suicide, which does not mean that evil spirits cannot commit suicide. Ah. It's so difficult to die. He sighed and shook his head, saying, let's go back and get a good sleep. He hugged Xiaowu's slender waist and let Zhu Zhuqing fill Ning Rongrong's position before slowly leaving. Liu Erlong, Jiang Zhu, Tai Long, and Huang followed closely behind. Sleeping trough, this Chu style is 2 scumbag. 1 Xiaowu, 1 Ning Rongrong, and 1 Zhu Zhuqing. And all of them are peerless beauties of first-class quality. How despicable. I'm already 30 years old and single. Chu Feng already has 3 girlfriends. The male compatriots around showed a look of envy and jealousy when they saw Chu Feng embracing each other. End of this chapter.